Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video my friends, we're going to be checking out the performance of Atlas Fallen, which has just released on Radeon RX 6600 GPU. Now first of all, let's go to the graphics settings and let me show you what settings we're using. Right now we're at 1080p resolution, VSync is turned off, frame rate limit is turned off, we're not using any FSR2, and everything else is maxed out. I've just enabled some motion blur settings, okay, and depth of field, so these don't have an impact on the performance, and everything else is on very high, which is the max setting for this game. Alright guys, so let's get right into it. So I just entered this cave area and afterwards the game is kinda performing like close to 60-70 FPS on ultra settings. Alright, so we got another ability. Which I don't want to equip right now. I will just look at it afterwards. Okay, so as you can see right now, let me just start the benchmark. And okay, 68 FPS average. This is what I was getting previously while I was in the open area also. There is not much of a difference when going to the open area and in the caves and everything. Alright, so this can be equipped in this. Alright.
This one's different.
Okay, this is just showing us the abilities, that what they can do.
Now, unleash its powers.
Alright, what does it do? Okay, let me just turn down the volume a little bit. This is too high. Alright, as you guys can see, 69 FPS. It's not an issue on ultra settings, 1080p. The game looks good. It's not that bad looking. It looks good, and the performance is also manageable on 1080p resolution. That's what I've gathered from it right now. Okay, let's try and move on away from here. Lift it up. Let's just keep on sliding. Alright guys, so I think that does it for 1080p ultra settings. Let's just go ahead and enable some FSR2. So they're not using quality and anything, they are using actually moderate, aggressive, and as far as I can see there is no other setting for FSR2. Yeah. Alright, so let's just keep it on moderate and let's restart the benchmark. Okay, as you can see, there is not much of an improvement. Yeah, like 4 to 5 FPS improvement, but it's still dropping a lot. It's not keeping it up to that point. It goes to 70 FPS now, but it's not keeping it at that resolution, at that frame rate, sorry. Alright, so we can now air dash and attack in the air. Yeah, and we can launch the players into the sky also, in the air. Alright.
A chasm too wide to merely jump across. But for you, an
Yahoo! Wow. This is amazing. Alright. So as you can see with FSR, even the performance is not that higher. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go to 1440p resolution and we are going to see how it performs. Alright guys, so I've just gone ahead and restarted the game because when I applied to 1440p resolution, the game was not performing good and it seemed like it was still applying the settings and it was not moving forward with the full application of 1440p resolution. So I've just restarted the game and now we are at 1440p with everything maxed out and motion blur is turned off. FSR is not enabled. FSR2 is not enabled currently. Alright, so let's get right back into it. Alright, so as you can see on 1440p right now we are getting 47, 48. Let me just start the benchmark. Alright, 45, 46, 48 FPS average. I think this area is pretty intensive, so it will show what kind of performance we'll be getting. You guys will be getting. Alright, 42, 41, yeah. Oh, on 1440p maxed out, you should expect a performance of about 40 FPS at all times. So I think that's good. If you want to play on native resolution at 1440p at ultra settings, you can still get fairly playable performance on 1440p and ultra settings on RX 6600 GPU. That is amazing, I think. Alright guys, so I've just gone ahead and restarted the game on 1440p resolution with FSR2 on moderate, which seems like it's a quality setting. So I've just enabled FSR2 on moderate at 1440p resolution, and I've also restarted the game. But seems like even after restarting the game on FSR2, it's still not that much better. As you can see, 47, 46 FPS is the same. So I don't know what is going on with it. Maybe the game is having some glitches or something and it's not applying FSR2, and the performance increase it's not there, I think. Even on 1080p resolution, when we checked previously, the performance increase was not there with FSR2. So I don't know what the benefit is for using FSR2. The image looks a little bit sharper, so I would still recommend you guys to use it. It looks sharper than the native resolution. Yeah, it's like 3 to 4 FPS better than the previous native resolution. So it's not much of a performance increase, but the image clarity has increased and the image sharpness has increased. As you can see, the grass, maybe the YouTube compression will just destroy this, but I can see that the grass is a lot sharper when I'm using FSR2. Alright, so on a FSR2 still 48 FPS average. Now we're gonna go to 4K and let's see how the game does. Alright guys, so now we're back and we are at 4K resolution with everything maxed out. As you can see right here, 3840 by 2160, and everything else, every graphic setting, everything else is the same. FSR2 is not enabled currently. Alright, so it's kind of like a 30 FPS experience. As you can see, 29, 27 is still dropping from 30. That's not good. 28, 29. Yeah. But I think 4K in this game is a dud. So you shouldn't be using native 4K in this game on Radeon RX 6600 on ultra settings. Alright, so let's just go ahead and enable FSR2. Alright, it's the same, like 1 or 2 FPS increase in performance, and that is also negligible with FSR2. Yeah. So at 4K, you cannot play at ultra settings. I'm just going to be lowering down the resolution a little bit. Not the resolution, sorry. I'm just going to be lowering down the graphic settings, and let's see how we can do on 4K with other graphic settings. Alright guys, so I've just enabled high settings on 4K resolution. We're at high preset, and everything else is the same with FSR2 is disabled. Alright, so with high settings, we got an increase of about 5 to 6 FPS. As you can see, 36, but it's still dropping close to 30 FPS. But I think not below 30 FPS, so that's good. If you want a 30 FPS, if you can manage with a 30 FPS experience, you can lock it down to 30 FPS, and then the game will be smooth at 30 FPS high settings at 4K. I think that is good. And when you enable FSR, it will help a little, but as I've shown you previously, that this game doesn't benefit that much currently with FSR2 enabled or disabled. Alright guys, so we are now at medium settings and 4K resolution with everything is the same. Medium preset, and FSR2 is still disabled. As you can see, we got like 5 FPS increase. Not close to 5, like 1 to 5 FPS increase, but it's still the same. So resolution matters a lot in this game. If you want to play at 4K, you have to manage with 30 FPS, close to 30 FPS performance. They need to fix the game a little bit, because I can see that even after changing the settings, the game is looking the same. So the graphics settings should have a little bit of impact on the performance and the quality of the graphics that you're seeing in the game. It shouldn't be like you're just changing the graphics settings and nothing is happening. Yeah, the textures look a little bit bad here,
We can use higher grounds to map our surroundings.
but it's still looking the same, kind of the same. Alright guys, so we are now at 4K low settings. I just restarted the game again in order to negate any kind of glitches in the game. So we are at 4K, everything is the same with the low settings, and we're still getting the same performance, 37 FPS average. So seems like this game is heavily impacted by the resolution that you're using and not by the game graphics settings a lot. So by going from ultra settings to low settings on 4K, we just didn't see that much of an improvement in FPS. It went from 29, 30 to about 35, 37. So that is not good, and the game should be improving in these circumstances. And the game needs some patching to do, I think, which in 2023 is pretty common. Every game is like it needs to be improved and needs some patches.
We can't give up now.
Let's just do one thing more. Let's just go ahead and enable FSR2, because many of you guys will be asking on low settings FSR2 at 4K what the game performs like. So let's just enable FSR2 here, if I can do it.
Valerie and her sister.
And
What were they arguing
nothing
about?
happened.
Some
The
kind
game
of
looks a little bit
devastation.
sharper, so I think
Look
it is
around.
being applied, but
This place has seen
the performance is
tragedy
not
more than
increasing.
once.
Do you remember?
Let's just turn down FSR2 a little bit more. Yeah, aggressive.
Do you remember anything?
No,
Still the same.
nothing.
So I don't think that FSR2 is being applied in this game, guys. They need to fix this, and afterwards I think we will go ahead and see some performance improvements after they fix FSR2. Alright guys, so I think that does it for today's video. If you want to play this game, I would recommend you guys to use 1440p resolution on ultra settings, and I think that will be your sweet spot for this game. Alright guys, if you have subscribed to the channel, then you're good. If you've not, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like this video. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.